today we're going to go through 5 ways. And some are going to be repetitive, some things I've already discussed, and some are going to be a little bit different that I haven't really talked about, but I think will work if you will do them. And that is always the biggest variable, if you will actually do it. So let's dive in. Number one way, we have our sphere, right? And from a digital perspective, we have several ways that we can connect and drive leads out of our sphere. We talk about a lot. We can create content, the content that our sphere cares about, give them that on a daily basis, multiple times a day if you can. Obviously, we have Messenger. We have engaging through small touch points. So let's dive into how exactly this works. Well, this will work across any social network. I don't care what platform you primarily use or your sphere primarily uses. And this is a really important distinction. If you want to go after a 25 to 30-year-old base, that is not as heavy on Facebook as it is Instagram. So you need to understand that just because you personally prefer a specific platform, if your sphere does not, then you need to be where your sphere is in order for this to work. So, and for most of us, we have different groups of sphere on all of these platforms, right? I have friends that are pretty much exclusively on Instagram, and I have friends that are on LinkedIn pretty much exclusively, and I have friends that are on Facebook pretty much exclusively. So I believe that you should be on all of those platforms, but at the very least, you need to go to the one that is going to be your strongest area for your sphere, right? And so once we're there, anyone that is connected with you personally, anyone that is connected to your business page, that is part of your sphere. And there are multiple ways, and I'm going to demonstrate a tool probably in 2 weeks from now. We're testing it now, but there's a new tool that will actually allow you to pull and mass message your friends and people connected to you and people that have engaged with your content through Facebook. So you can actually go into Facebook Messenger and we'll be able to personalize so it looks one-on-one, but it's actually mass. So rather than you sitting there having to, and Facebook will allow you to do some of this internally, but they cap it at 20. This is unlimited. So I could literally send a mass message to 2,000 people, right? And so we're going to walk through that tool. We're testing it now, but it seems pretty powerful, and it's a pretty inexpensive tool for what you get. When we're in this environment, we want to connect with our sphere, right? This is stupid simple, guys. I would highly suggest all of you, whether you're in the mobile app or not, come into messages, okay? And you have a group message, don't do that. But send a message to 10 people a day. 10 people that you're connected with. I promise you, if you do this every single day, the people that you're connected with, you will get a deal. And even if it's someone that you know, it could be a past client that just bought from you, right? But this time of year especially is a unique opportunity because you have a reason to reach out. It's the holidays. So now I could message Jake, right, who I haven't seen in a long time, and say, hey, man, hope you're having a great holiday. I hope the family's well. Listen, I just want to let you know I am trying to finish out my year strong. I am still working through the end of the year. If you here know anyone else thinking about doing anything real estate related, please send them my way. I'd love to help them the same way that I helped you. Done. Copy that message, send 10 more times to 10 past clients that you're connected with. And if you're not connecting with your past clients, you're leaving a lot on the table. Every single one of your customers you should be connected with on social. No question. Because now it gives you an easy way to communicate with them moving forward. Obviously, first things first, lowest hanging fruit is your sphere. The best way to engage with your sphere from a social perspective is obviously creating content on a regular basis. Outside of that, you should be messaging people through this platform. They're here, they will read it. There's not a person on this planet that is getting a message on Facebook that is not going to at least open it up and read it. right? They may not respond to it, but they're going to read it. And if they're your part of your sphere, they're likely going to read and respond. Now, if the only time you're messaging them is when you want something from them, it's not going to work. So you need to use this as a way to have one-on-one conversations in the same way that back in the 90s you used to call someone and have a conversation with them. This is your new conversation, right? So this is your opportunity to reach out one-on-one and have one-on-one conversations with people in a digital environment. And it's super easy, very easy from a time perspective to do, because in 10 minutes I could have 10 different conversations with 10 different people, and then repeat tomorrow, and then repeat tomorrow, and then repeat tomorrow. And by the end of the week, if I did that Monday through Friday with 10 people, I've now had 50 one-on-one communications, right? Outside of all the stuff that you're doing in real person. So this is something stupid simple that you guys should be doing and reaching out. And it's as simple as going into the Messenger app through Facebook on your phone and messaging people. So this, if you want leads, prospects, this is no doubt an easy way to do it, and it's a path of least resistance for most of you, because you don't have to take a picture of yourself, you don't have to take a video of yourself, you don't have to do anything. No one has to know what you look or sound like. You literally just type, okay? There's no excuse to not come into Facebook and message 10 people a day. It depends who they are, right? So if they're, like Jake, I used to play softball with. So I hadn't talked to Jake in a while, but actually this weekend was a really good time because I have a softball tournament coming up. So I was able to reach out to him and say, hey, man, are you guys playing in this tournament? Oh, no, how's life? How's the kids? And I could start that conversation. If it was a past client, especially right now, it's a great opportunity to reach out and say, hey, happy holidays. I hope the family's doing well. How's the house? Is everything still good? Great. Just so you know, a lot of people are taking time off during this time of year. I am still working, right? I've had a great year thanks to people like you. And I'm trying to finish it strong. If you know anyone else that's looking to do something, especially now between the end of the year, please send them my way. I'd love to help. Simple as that, right? But the point of it is a lot of people go into vacation mode. A lot of agents go into vacation mode. So if you show that you're still working, you will get business. You have to show them that. And the only way to show them that is to communicate it. And this time of year, through the beginning of the year, everyone is on social because they're shopping, their phone is in their hand nonstop, right? So, and they're off more. So they have more free time. So now is a great time to use that to start communicating. But that's all it is. It's communication. The more you communicate, the more you talk to people. Jeff and Craig say it all the time. It's a communication business. The more you talk to people, the more likely something's going to happen, right? So this is, if you approach messaging as lead gen and a communication tool, it will work. But it doesn't take that much time, but it does take, even if you took an hour a day and just message people, you would get insane results. Especially since most of the people you're going to be messaging already know you, trust you, have done business with you, family, friend. They're someone you know, right? Which is a huge advantage. Okay. So let's go back to our presentation. All right. The other way to do it is outside of messaging, engage, okay? What I would highly suggest, and I'm just going to use Facebook, but you can do this on any platform. We can do it on LinkedIn. So again, whatever, Instagram, doesn't matter. Whatever your platform of choice is. But literally go down your feed. The tree looks great. Done. Keep scrolling. Every single one of these. Yeah, I can't believe that either. Move on, right? Literally do this every time. Why is this important? Well, number one, they're posting it, which means it matters to them, okay? So now when I engage in something that matters to them, I'm instantly top of mind. For most people, they're not getting that many comments. This has 6 comments. Let's see. No comments, right? Now, this is someone putting themselves out there. Always help someone. I know Jonathan pretty well, right? But I don't know him extremely well. We're not hanging out every day. Listen, you have to take action in some way, shape, or form. If you're not going to door knock, you're not going to cold call, you're not going to do some of the other options, and you're going to make digital as part of your strategy, this is a strategy, but it takes time in the same way that any of those others would.
I would say, you're asking how often should you be doing this? I would say, how often should you be talking to people? Every day. You need to talk to more people every day. Now, if you're going to look to get a successful business, you should be talking to 15 to 20 people a day in person. If you're going to make that a successful business, you're probably going to have to like and comment and share and engage with 50 to 100 a day, though, just because you're not in front of them in person. It's going to take a lot more and it'll take more time. So you should be doing something like this every day because you should be talking to people every day. You're in the people and communications business. So communicate with people every day.
Yep. And the more you do this, and here's the other thing, do not let your drunk monkey limit who you do this with. As an example, Kristen's my sister, right? So a lot of people, you'll either do it automatically or you'll be like, oh, I don't need to worry about that because she's my sister. I still will comment on that because here's the thing. This is why commenting is so powerful. Everyone else commenting on that, when I comment, right, look at these little notifications. So what I just commented on also commented. I get notified, which means that they're getting notified. So every time I comment, someone else is getting notification to come look at that. And if the post gets traction, then that person's going to then respond to me. And now you're starting conversations with people that know my sister but don't know me, right? That's a huge advantage. And it's free, right? This is all free. All it takes is a few minutes of time and effort. So, and this works on Instagram. This works on LinkedIn. I don't care what platform, Twitter, it does not matter, right? The same premise applies. And if you're trying to grow your following, there's no faster way. You want to really grow your following organically, go comment on 30 posts a day and watch what happens. Because for most people who don't, especially on Instagram, who don't get a lot of comments, when you do comment, a real comment, they're going to click on you to see who you are. And they're going to start following. It's literally, I guarantee you, you will get, if you do this 10 times a day, you'll get 8 or 9 new followers. No question a day. So it's just a matter of taking the time. But here's the other thing. If we get even more strategic with it, then you can start to pop up and they'll start popping up. So if I did this with all my past customers and clients, right, then they're going to start popping up in my feed because I'm telling Facebook, oh, I care about what this person has to say. So now it becomes even easier because they're always in my feed. So if I want to do that in the beginning, I might have to search them out, right? I'm going to literally have to come in and search my past client and then go find them and then comment. Then once I do that, though, now I'm telling Facebook's algorithm, okay, I care about what that person posts. So that person's going to start popping up in my newsfeed, which makes it very easy for me to stay in touch with what's going on. And then it's a small touch points, guys. Birthdays. If you're getting notified what you do on the birthday and you're not reaching out to every single one of them and saying happy birthday, you're missing the boat. LinkedIn, I love this for because LinkedIn gives you so many good notifications. Happy birthday. And I don't have to do anything. Done. Done. I just told both of them happy birthday. I don't have to do anything. I literally click 2 buttons. Okay? It's just a way to stay in touch. I like LinkedIn, though, because not only do you get those notifications, let's see if I have any. You also get, they're in here. I get them all the time where someone gets, anytime anyone gets promoted, job change, you're getting notified, right? And then you can congratulate them on that promotion. And it's just, it's a huge thing, guys. Everyone on, I like LinkedIn because everyone on LinkedIn has, there it is. Congratulate, starting new position, right? Cool. Then. It's just a way, and these are people who have jobs, right? Usually a requirement when they want to buy a house. So I like people who are employed. So yeah, usually, you know, not if it's HGTV, then they can be, you know, sell candy on the corner and buy $1 million house. But in the real world, they need a real job. Okay. So LinkedIn's very powerful. And same thing on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is just like Facebook. I could scroll this feed right here Start commenting and liking and engaging on every single one of these posts. These are professionals. So if I'm strategically growing my network of people, of professionals in Tampa, commenting and engaging on here is a really good idea. Right now, for most of you, it's going to be past clients if you've done it right, or it's going to be past people that you worked with at previous jobs, which may mean that they're all over the place. And that's okay too. But if you're strategic about it, then we can use our next concept, which is social search. So how does social search work? We've gone through this so many times, especially in Facebook, but this works on every platform, okay? Simple as coming up to the search bar of the platform you want and searching something. So if I wanted to work for sale by owners and I wanted for sale by owner leads, I could literally type for sale by owner, hit enter, and then I could have a few options. One is look at posts, anyone that's posted a for sale by owner, or I could come in and go into marketplace and find for sale by owners homes. Okay. Now, these are all ways to find for sale by owners. You can also obviously find for sale by owners on Zillow and MLS and a few other places. Regardless, I don't care where you find them. So if I came in here and search for sale by owner and I click on this one, I get to see who the person is. So then I click on them and I digitally stalk to see what they're about. So I view profile and I come in, oh, okay, got a nice family. I can start to learn a little bit about them. What is he posting about? What is he commenting about? Okay, we have sports related. What's this about? And I can get to know him, okay, or her. The reason that's important is because now I can message them with context. And all I need is one true commonality to have a reason to reach out. Or I can reach out with an offer, right? Go pull Realtor. You have the address. Go get a Realtor offer. And now I message her and say, hey, Elizabeth, I've got a guaranteed cash offer for you. Would you like to see it? I don't think there's a for sale by owner on the planet that's going to be like, no, I don't want to see that offer. No, I'm good. They're going to want to see the offer. Okay? They may not like the offer, and that's where you now have to demonstrate your value, but they'll certainly want to see it, and that's not what 99% of agents are going to reach out to them about. So again, now it's a matter of what am I saying when I reach out? But as far as driving the lead, this is how you do it right here. One simple search for sale by owner and marketplace under homes. This woman is selling her house herself. I could go pull and get an offer on this right now, and it's a $550,000 house. It's a pretty good payday, and it's free. Okay, so I would say that's worth your time. They do give you the ability to message right through it. So I could comment any question I want right here and hit send, and it'll message right to her. I would just take the time to learn a little bit about her, because that message is going to come across a lot better if I know what type of personality she is, which I can figure out very quickly by going through her profile. Right? What type of words is she using? How does she type in her post? Is she visual? Is she auditory? I can pick up on that very, very quickly and then respond to her in the same way that she's typing as well. Okay, so that's how you're going to use the skills that Jeff and Craig always teach you to get more advanced with it. But the premise is very simple. Use this search bar. I don't care what it is. In search of rental, right? I can find people that are in search of rental. I can sort. So at first, it's going to give you all the people you know. But if I come down and hit public, it's going to give me other people. So I can come into marketplace and search a rental. I can find people looking for rental homes. I can find people that are just searching to rent pretty much in any marketplace. I can sort it out. There's all sorts of opportunities here. Again, I can even find people looking to rent a house and then make them an offer, right? There's all sorts of opportunities if you use a search bar. The other way to use a search bar is to grow your network. So as I was saying, as an example, I can come in here and search in LinkedIn, just search Tampa. Okay. And oh, so let's go. Tampa Bay. And when I do this, I have a lot of options, right? But what I would do is I would actually search content. And the reason I'm searching content is now it's going to automatically sort content that is referenced Tampa Bay. Why is that important? Because this individual is not posting content about Tampa Bay unless they live in Tampa Bay, right? So now I'm getting a list of people, professionals, that live in Tampa Bay. Go comment, go message, go add to your network. Done. This is prospecting, and it's free, right? Especially on LinkedIn, because I can see what they do. And again, it's professional. They have a job. And these people are active on the platform because I'm searching content. So that means they're posting, which is even better because now I have people that are actually engaging in the content, which means when I engage, I'm actually going to get them. When I message them, they're going to read it, right? Again, very, very simple, easy to use, and it's free. Okay. This is a newer one that I haven't really talked a whole lot about, but I think you should be doing. I think it's got more resistance to it because you guys will have to put your face on camera. But live events. There's a powerful button on your phone under Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram that allows you to go live. Okay? Live events are super powerful. Number one, it gets people to see you and interact with you in real time. It will notify all of your followers or friends on Facebook that you are live. They'll all get a notification. And then when you're done, it saves and runs just like a video would, and it's kind of evergreen on your page, right? So live videos tend to outperform just a normal post 10 to 1. So what could I do? Well, if you want to, everyone who comes to me is like, I want to run a home buyer seminar, and I'm going to do it at 5:30 at this office. I'm like, good luck, right? Because people are busy, and they don't want to come at 5:30. But if you ran an event that said, hey, I'm going to be holding a digital home buying seminar, come join me, and you sat up here or had either Chris film you, or I don't care, set up your phone on a tripod, and you go live from right here with who cares who's in the room, and you do that, you will be live in front of hundreds of people. And over a course of a time, it'll get thousands of views. Okay, so now instead of you getting 10 people in a room that you had to struggle to get into and try and pull sponsors in and get wine and all, no. You could. Good luck, though. You're going to get in front of a lot more people if you just do it from a digital perspective and go live on your phone. I promise you. Now, you want to do both? Cool. Get as many people in the room as you can. We did this with Jessica. Jessica had this whole thing planned in South Tampa. It fell apart on her. No one showed up. Literally no one. She had sponsors there. She had everyone. But we called her and we said, Jessica, go live. Just act like people are in the room and do the seminar. That video had 500 views in one day. It will work, but you have to strategically make it part of your plan. Same thing, open house. Open houses are great, but if you're going to be there, have a plan. You got a plan for worst case scenario. There was an agent that came to me the other day. It was like, yeah, I went to 3 open houses and no one showed up. I'm like, cool. What was your plan? What do you mean? Well, you had to know that was a possibility, right? You never know how many people are going to come in. So even if on a busy open house you had 6 people come in the 3 hours you were there, what the hell did you do with the rest of the time? Have a plan. There is not a chance in this world that Chris could be like, hey, you want to go sit in an open house? And I say yes, and I'm not going to have a plan for what I'm doing if no one shows up or between when people do show up. I'm doing something. I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be messaging. I'm going to be doing some activity that I can be doing while sitting there that's still going to allow me to create opportunity in the event that the open house completely fails. Chris is going to eat all the food, apparently. So go live. Have a live open house. Hey, 3 o'clock tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a live open house at 123 Street. You will get people there. Jimmy does this quite often and pretty successfully. So go follow Jimmy if you want to see what I'm talking about. Because Jimmy will tease it, and then he'll go do it when he's at his open house, and it does really well. Live home tours. You get a new listing, go live. Say, hey, 3 o'clock, I've got a brand new listing, hasn't even hit the market yet. I'm going to take you through it. Come see what the home looks like. Give them a live home tour. Walk them through the house. I promise you it will do well. Live Q&A. You want to bring value? Bring value. Go live with a question and answer. Now, most of you are going to freak out and be like, whoa, what if no one watches and no one asks a question? Cool. Have a plan for that, okay? There's a site called Quora. It's free. Go to it. This is literally the top site where people ask questions. There's every question you can ever think of is in Quora, okay? Here's how you find out. Let's just say I want to say buying a house. These are all questions related that real people have about buying a house. Now, I would come in and I would actually, if I was an agent, I would come in and I would answer these questions. Most of these people, they may live out of your market. That's okay. I would answer these questions because you never know who's going to see it and it brings value. More importantly, though, from a live Q&A perspective or just shooting content in general, I would use this as a framework of what questions do the consumers actually have. We guess, right? We're like, oh, they need to know about mortgage. Do they? I don't know. Do they care about home insurance? I don't know. Do they care about home warranties? I don't know. Do they need a roofer? I don't know. Come in here and search. These are real people asking real questions. Come in and see what they're asking. Get a theme. Should I buy a house or rent a house? Okay, that's a great topic. Now you go shoot a video and say, hey, and here's what I like about it. When you're doing your Q&A session, you can actually reference it because if I click on it, I can say, hey, Lendio had asked this question, and it's a real person asking a real question, right? So it's not you making it up, sounding like you're an idiot. You're literally referencing a real person, okay? So I can come in now and ask and answer these questions because I know that if this person has this question, so do a lot of other people. And let me answer it for them, okay? Use this as a reference guide to get content and what to create content around. You have to listen. Listening is a huge part of the game, right? What does your credit score need to be able to buy a house? It's a valid question. So I can come in and say, hey, Matthias has asked, boom, and ask the question, right? And then answer it. This is a huge opportunity as well. Is everyone with me? Yeah. Digital farming. We've discussed this quite a bit. This is obviously a little bit more challenging now that you can't geo-target from a paid perspective even down to the way they used to. So here's how you digital farm today. You need to create content and do things that only matter to the local area that you're trying to farm. So if this is a neighborhood, I'm literally going in front of that pylon of that neighborhood and I'm shooting those Q&As. I'm talking about the neighborhood. I'm giving neighborhood news. I'm talking about local businesses. I'm reviewing a local restaurant. I'm doing things that only that area care about. And then I'm posting them, okay? When I do that, you're going to have a ton of people that don't give a shit about that because they don't live there and they don't care, okay? That's okay. They're going to keep scrolling. The people that do stop and watch are people that are from the area that actually care. Okay, so this is really getting down to saying, you know what, I only want to communicate to people that care about this area, and boom, I'm going to give them that. So I'm going to interview local business owners. I'm going to give local live tours of those neighborhoods, of those different features, of the events going on. You know, now's a great time. Go to Christmas Town at Busch Gardens. Go live. Your audience will care about it. I promise you, they'll watch. Anything, but wherever your area is that you're trying to get. It is a very specific area. You've got to do things around that neighborhood, around that community that community cares about, and give them that, and you'll get their attention. Is everyone with me? Okay, last one. Hunt. So beyond everything else, mainly what we've talked about so far is communicating with people that you've already got some sort of connection with in some way, shape, or form. Okay. This is about hunting people that you don't. And Remine is a great way to do that, right? So I can come on to Remine, but the way that I always come back to this is if you really want to hunt people that you don't know, you have got to be consistent. Going on Remine, getting someone's contact info and emailing them one time or texting them one time or sending them one piece of direct mail is not going to do it. You may get lucky. You may get one person that actually does it, and that's great. The reality, though, is if you want to do this as a consistent strategy, you have to be consistent about it. And it will not work if you're doing it one time. It will also not work if you're communicating with them in one way. So what I always would say is, from a Remine perspective, you're getting their name, their phone number, their address, how much equity is in their house, how long they've lived there, right? Those are all valuable things. But now I can send them direct mail. I can find them on LinkedIn. I can find them on Facebook. I can message them on those platforms. I have their phone number. I can call them. I can also text them. And I have their email, so I can email them. I would do all of them consistently. And if you do that and you kind of make them a part of your network and you have a strategy around, okay, I'm going to go not find 100 people in Remine. I'm going to find 10 today. And I'm going to message those 10 people, and I'm going to do it in 5 different ways. Boom. Done. Then tomorrow, come back, do another 10. Then another 10. Then another 10. And just keep going down that list. You are now hunting very strategically and reaching out very strategically, and it's manageable. You guys try and do this with 100, 200, 300 people, it's not going to work. Because even if all of them respond, you're going to be, oh, shit. Because you're not going to be able to get back to all of them. You're not going to be able to follow up with them. It's not going to happen. They're going to fall through, and now you've just wasted because you've gotten them interested. So now what do you think is going to happen? Now they're in that, like, I want to do something mode, and if you don't get back to them, they're going to do something. It's just not going to be with you. They're going to go find the next agent. So make sure that the follow-up side of it is very, very, very important. Make sure you're not overwhelming from a lead perspective. Okay? Make sure it's manageable. If not, that's why I like the one-on-one stuff at the agent level, because it's manageable. I can control that. Don't go message 50 people on Facebook. Message 5, message 10, right? Then it's manageable. Make sure you're responding to all those people. Then next day, do another group. So Remine is a pretty big rabbit hole. I've done some stuff on it. I know Otis has been training in South Tampa, and the beach is quite heavily on it. But for me, the search part of Remine's pretty basic, and so as an agent, you're going to have very specific areas. So I'm just going to use my zip code. Let's just say this was the zip code I was working in. I'm going to come search the zip code, and then I can start to drill down from here. So I personally would say, all right, I want anyone that's bought a home in the last 5 to 10 years, because that means they probably have some equity because they bought after the crash or right around the time of the crash, and now they've probably built up quite a bit of equity. And then from there, at the agent level, it's important to distinguish who in general is in that area, but also what are my medium and my high sell scores, right? And so when I apply that, it's going to drill the number down quite a bit. So you see I'm all the way down to 87. And these are the pockets of those individuals. So I can now say, okay, well, I don't really care about these because these are kind of out of my area of the zip code, but I care about right here. And now I can drill down and find the blue dots. Let's see, hold on. So now I find the blue dots. And let's just say I click on this one. Cool. 771 grand, medium sell score. That's a pretty good one, right? So now I want to drill down to that. I save that guy. You can also obviously do it by property value. So depending on what price point you want to work, there are some of you that are trying to elevate your price point, right? I know in South Tampa we have a couple agents that have done a lot in that 250 to 500, but they really want to break into that higher price point. Okay, then do that to yourself, but limit yourself. Like, this is your strategy. So if that's the case, I'm not worrying about these people here because that's in a price point that I'm already comfortable in. If I'm going to push myself, then I'm going to go to these two and say that's all I want. Okay, and I'm going to apply that. So it depends on who exactly you are looking for your business. This is your business at the end of the day. All of it will work, but drill it down. But now I can come into this individual, and this is what I'm talking about. This is a grassroots one-on-one type of thing, but for a $772,000 house, probably worth you taking 10 minutes to come do this. So now I learn a little bit about the property. I learn about what they bought. So the original amount they bought was $417,000. They did it back in September of 2012 for on a 30-year mortgage, and they're estimated about $1,800 a month. Okay, so now I have a value of $780,000. Well, loan balance of $350,000. That's $429,000 of possible equity. You think that person should know that? Like, that's a lot of value right there to bring to them. Now they may know it, they may not. Okay, but now I can come to this individual, get the demographics of the owner, and reach out to them by clicking associate people, come down, learn who they are, and here's all their contact information. Okay, so now I can reach out to them and start that conversation. So now I can come in and find him on Facebook, find him on LinkedIn, and start to reach out. Find Barbara, same thing. Okay, this is not this hard. But now, again, combining this with social, if I do this on LinkedIn, wouldn't it be important to know what Alan does or used to do for a living? Wouldn't it be nice to know if Alan was an accountant? And so now I know, okay, Alan's mind is going to run off data, right? So now I need to give, when I approach Alan, it's going to be data-driven versus maybe Barbara was a teacher. Maybe data's not her thing. So I need to approach Barbara differently than I would approach Alan. But I won't know that unless I take 5 minutes to go find them on those platforms and do the research. Okay? And it's not that challenging to do that because there's a lot of different ways we can go find them. I can search by their phone number. That may bring them up, and they might not, right? And that's very possible. If, who knows? They could be 90 and finished, right? It doesn't matter. So, but I'm gonna definitely search, and I would search Eric too, because you don't know who these people are necessarily, right? Alan could be the kid, Eric could be the, you just never know. And you could search emails as well. There's multiple ways to find them. But and if you can't find them, you can't find them. But now at least I still have their contact information, so I'm still reaching out. I'm still sending a text. I'm still sending an email. I'm still doing a piece of direct mail to them, and I'm personalizing that direct mail. Literally going to personalize it to their property because that is contextual and that will work. So, without spending money, you only have one option, and that is to spend time. DNC do not call it. Yeah, but that's one-on-one is okay. You can't mass call them. So there's rules around DNC. DNC primarily is there from a mass communication perspective. Yeah, no auto dialing is really what's governed by the DNC. And almost everyone's number is now on the DNC. But you can still communicate on a one-on-one basis. So this is prospecting, guys, and this is how you're going to drive leads from a digital perspective if you're not going to spend money. Any questions, challenges, issues? Okay. Hope that helps. Go do something, one of them, just one thing today. You need one appointment. One appointment this week. You are a different breed. Most people in the room and listening need one appointment this week. You have 7 days to get it. Go get it. All right, let's see. We got to check. Okay. Have a great week, guys. I'm here if you need anything. See ya.